Now to the legacy of Natalie Wood, the Hollywood star mysteriously drowned in 1981, and now her daughter is opening up about that mystery and how she hopes to keep the memory of her mom alive. And you have this exclusive interview, Jesse.
That's right, Robin. And Wagner, she was so open, sharing all these special memories of her famous mother, of course, also the tragic and the questions surrounding her tragic death and how it's all turned into her own grief. She's turned that around. She's turned that into strength for her daughter, Clover.
I feel pretty, oh so
She's one of Hollywood's most legendary actresses, Natalie Wood.
Tonight.
Most famous for her role as the Spitfire Maria in West Side Story.
Your mother, Natalie Wood, what do you remember about her growing up?
Wow.
And now, Wood's daughter Natasha is speaking out, remembering the mother she lost 35 years ago.
I remember her laugh. I remember her smell, and she was really into being a mom.
Wood's storied career would span 4 decades, and yet it was her tragic death in 1981 that most profoundly impacted Natasha's life.
Well, it was horrible. 11 is a terrible age. My mom and I were so close, but I was also starting to want a little more independence. I felt like maybe part of it was my fault, so I felt really guilty, like I should have been a better daughter.
How have you been coping with it?
Grief is a weird thing because it's with you forever, but it is what my life is, and so I've accepted that's my reality.
After her mother's death, Natasha continued living with her stepfather, actor Robert Wagner, who treated her as his own daughter from the age of 1.
He is the greatest. I love him so much. He's been a real champion. He's been my mom and my dad.
Wagner was with Wood the night she died on a boat trip off the coast of California. Wood reportedly fell off the boat and drowned.
There's obviously so much mystery surrounding that night. In 2011, the case was reopened. There was the ship captain who came out and said your parents were arguing.
Yeah.
He thinks your stepfather was involved.
Right. He is somebody that I can't even dignify with a response because he's so undignified.
So you don't think your stepfather had anything to do with it?
Oh, I know he didn't.
What do you think happened that night?
I think it was an accident.
Do you still search for answers, wanting to know exactly the truth?
I have my answers. I don't spend any time actually thinking about that. I feel sad that I don't have my mom, and my daughter doesn't have her grandma.
Natasha is honoring her mother's legacy by creating a fragrance in her mother's memory called Natalie.
My mom loved gardenias. They were her favorite flower, and it's her favorite smell. And the smell of orange blossom is my favorite smell. So I tried to sort of make this fragrance for both of us.
Natasha says her mother's memory lives on through the eyes of her 4-year-old daughter, Clover.
My mom loved butterflies. My dad told me after my mom died that every time I see a butterfly that it's my mom. So I've told my daughter that every time we see a butterfly, my daughter will say, "Mama, do you think that's Grandma Natalie?" And I say, "Oh, absolutely."
And Natasha is so sweet. She's a great mom. She said that Mother's Day is one of her favorite holidays. She thinks about her mom so much on that day in a very, very happy way.
That's great. How sweet.
Great story.
Very nice tribute.
Thank you, Jesse.